What if I told you that while the world is busy teaching kids how to get more followers, the world's most powerful families are teaching their children how to build empires? In an era obsessed with becoming an influencer, there's a hidden playbook for raising stewards, not stars. We see it everywhere, right? The curated photos, the chase for likes, the performance of a perfect life. It's a game of temporary attention that leaves most people feeling anxious and empty. But the families who build legacies that last for generations, they are playing an entirely different game. They aren't raising their children for algorithm, they are raising them for reality. These are the parenting secrets that create dynasties, and today I am pulling back the curtain. For centuries, certain families have managed to preserve not just their wealth, but their values and influence across generations. They operate on a set of timeless principles you will almost never see on social media because their goal isn't public applause, it's a private strength and lasting impact. And here's the thing, these aren't rules reserved for super rich. They are powerful mindsets accessible to any parent who wants to raise children who are resilient, responsible, and capable of building a meaningful life. This is about shifting our goal from fame to substance. It's about raising a creator, not just a consumer, a leader, not just a follower. So let's get into the seven parenting secrets that create dynasties, not just influencers. The first principle these families live by is that understatement is armor. In a world that screams, look at me, they teach their children the power of quiet confidence. They get that flashing wealth or bragging about achievements doesn't project power, it invites risk, jealousy, and turn off unwanted attention. Attention is a currency, and they teach their kids to spend it wisely, only on things that bring real value. This isn't about hiding, it's about being strategic. Think of it as the difference between wearing a flashy logo covered jacket and a simple, beautifully made coat. One is shouting for attention while the other communicates quiet quality. Children learn that their wealth comes from their character and their skills, not from the brands they wear or the vacations they post online. This builds an inner resilience so they don't need a constant stream of likes to know their own value. Their confidence is built from the inside out, and that's what makes it unshakable. Secret number two is prioritizing manners before milestones. In our culture, it is so easy to get obsessed with the achievements, the grades, the trophies, the elite college acceptance letters. But legacy building families know that social grace and respect are far more valuable assets in the long run. They teach their kids that manners are way more than just saying please and thank you. Manners are about making other people feel seen, respected, and comfortable. It's about looking someone in the eye when they speak, listening without interrupting, and showing genuine curiosity about other people. These skills build reputational credit in ways that perfect grades never will. An influencer might have millions of followers, but a person with good manners can build deep, real connections in any room they walk into. They can resolve conflicts, build partnerships, and earn trust. Kids are taught to be effective in the real world, not just popular in the digital one. They learn to endure a boring conversation with grace because, let's be honest, the adult world is full of moments that require patience and respect. This leads to one of the biggest mind shifts, raising a steward, not a star. The influencer mindset tells kids that life is a stage and they are the main character. The stewardship mindset, on the other hand, teaches them that they are trustees of the resources, relationships, and reputation they have been given. Their job isn't to consume and perform, but to protect, grow, and contribute. This sounds big and fancy, but it's taught in really practical ways. A child might not just have a core, but be given responsibility for a whole domain. For example, instead of just taking out the trash, they might be put in charge of the family's entire recycling program for a month and asked to present a plan to reduce waste. See the shift? It goes from a simple task to a responsibility with a real impact. The core lesson is to leave things better than you found them, whether it's a family name, a community garden, or a planet itself. The goal is to add more value than you take. This creates a deep sense of purpose that stardom just can't compete with. Children learn that their significance comes from what they contribute, not from how many people are watching them. If these ideas are hitting home and you are looking for a different path in this crazy modern world, take a second to subscribe to the channel, and we explore timeless ideas like this every week, and I would love to have you in the conversation. Now let's move to secret number 4. It is all about how these families teach their children about money. The lesson is simple but profound. Focus on capital first and cash second. Most people think of wealth in terms of cash, a salary, the money in your bank account. But dynasties, families know that cash is fleeting. Real wealth isn't capital. Capital is any asset that generates value over time. Your skills, a strong network, a business, or investment like shares or property. They teach their kids that a high paying job is great, but owning an asset that provides the value, the job is even better. It's the mindset of an owner, not just an employee or a consumer. Instead of just giving an allowance, they might encourage a child to start a small venture, a lemonade stand, a neighborhood car wash, to actually understand profit, loss, and the value of building something from scratch. They talk openly about the difference between a shiny liability that loses value, like a hottest new phone, and a productive asset that grows, like a well chosen investment property or a new skill. This financial literacy is passed down as a core part of their education, ensuring the family's wealth creating mindset survives for generations. In a world where everyone is chasing clout, legacy families teach their kids that craft will always beat clout. Clout is just fleeting social currency based on trends and who's popular this week. Craft is deep, enduring satisfaction and value that comes from mastering a skill through patience, discipline, and hard work. Whether it's learning an instrument, mastering a sport, or becoming an expert in the specific field, the process is the prize. This teaches children delayed gratification and the unshakable confidence that comes from being genuinely good at something. While influencer culture celebrates shortcuts and overnight success, the pursuit of craft teaches the timeless truth that there are no shortcuts to real excellence. Dynasties are built by people who can do things, build things, and create things of actual value, not just by people who are good at getting noticed. They have something real to offer to the world beyond their own personality. The sixth secret is a powerful one. Institutions are tools, not your identity. Getting into a prestigious school, joining an exclusive club, or working for a top company are all seen as incredible opportunities, but they aren't a badge of identity. The influencer mindset often involves flaunting these affiliations for status. I went to Harvard. I work at Google. But powerful families teach their children to use these institutions as platforms to gain skills, build networks, and create opportunities. The institution doesn't define them, but what they do with that access is what really matters. This prevents kids from developing a sense of entitlement based on a brand name. It teaches them that they are the value creators and the institution is just a tool to help them do it. Their identity is rooted in their character and their actions, not in the logos or the resume. This fosters independence and humility, reminding them that access is responsibility, not a right. And finally, and maybe the most countercultural secret of all is knowing when to exit the stage. In a world where everyone is in a desperate to stay in a spotlight, dynastic families teach the wisdom of strategic invisibility. The goal isn't to be famous forever, but to make your contribution and then gracefully step back, allowing the work and the next generations to shine. This is the ultimate expression of legacy thinking. It proves that your work was never about your ego, it was about the mission. By exiting the stage while the applause is still loud, you preserve your dignity and ensure that your legacy isn't tied to your constant presence. It allows the business, the family, or the institution you built to stand on its own two feet, proving you created something that truly lasts. This is all about playing the long game. The goal is not to be the star of one chapter, but to be the author of a book that continues long after you're gone. So, there you have it, the seven secrets that create dynasties, not influencers. Understatement is your armor. Manners come before milestones. Focus on stewardship, not stardom. Value capital over cash. Choose craft over clout. Use institutions as tools, not as your identity. And know when to exit the stage. These aren't just parenting tips, they are philosophy for a more meaningful and powerful life. They offer a real antidote to the shallow, anxiety fueled culture of chasing likes. By adopting these principles, you can raise children who are not just successful but significant. Children who are equipped to build not just a personal brand but a lasting legacy. The choice is ours. Do we want to raise children who know how to get attention or children who know what to do with it? If you are serious about that second path, particularly when it comes to building generational wealth through smart, disciplined property investing, my team and I specialize in helping families create that financial foundation. There's a link in the description to learn more. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Which one of these principles resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below, and if you found this valuable, please give it a like and subscribe. And also share it with another parent. And thanks for watching.